Good morning, everyone, and thanks for waking up with me on Up with India. Today is Friday, October 9th, 2020, and here's your morning update. According to reports, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to reimpose FDA regulations that require women seeking abortion to pick up the prescribed pills in person at a clinic instead of by mail. The court's decision came Thursday night on a 6-2 vote that rejected an emergency appeal from the Trump administration. The challenge to the FDA regulation was brought by the American College of Obstetricians and gynecologists after the agency relaxed similar regulations for other drugs, including opioids, in order to limit patients' exposure to COVID-19 during the pandemic, but refused to relax the same rule for those with prescriptions for abortions with pills in the first 10 weeks of pregnancy. Federal Judge Theodore Chong in Maryland ruled in favor of ACOG, declaring that requiring such in-person pickups of pills during a pandemic posed a substantial obstacle to women seeking an abortion. The Supreme Court has long ruled that such substantial obstacles unconstitutionally interfere with a woman's rights to terminate a pregnancy. But Marjorie Danis-Felser, president of the SBA list, which opposes abortion rights, said her group was disappointed by the lack of a ruling. She said that they thank the Trump administration for fighting for vitally important health and safety protections and are confident that they will ultimately prevail. In more news, according to the News Journal, more than a year after the remains of a 3-year-old girl were found at a Smyrna softball field complex, a Pennsylvania couple has been arrested. Police on Thursday identified the girl as Emma Cole. She's believed to have been dead for several weeks or possibly longer when she was found. In connection with Emma's death, Brandon and Christy Haas were charged in Pennsylvania with arrest without prior requisition, which gives authorities the ability to take someone into custody for charges in another state. The charge allows law enforcement to assist in the extradition of a person to another state. A Pennsylvania judge set their bond at $1 million, an amount usually reserved for the most serious charges. It's not immediately clear if charges have been filed against the couple in Delaware. Police did not provide further details on the child other than to identify her for the first time publicly on Thursday. In local news, according to reports, the number of people currently hospitalized in Delaware due to complications from COVID-19 has topped 100 for the first time since June 11th. Through Wednesday, 101 people were in the hospital because of coronavirus, and new hospital admissions from Monday to Wednesday were 33, 30, and 30. About 30 people per day have been admitted to the hospital with COVID-19 over the last 2 weeks. Hospitalizations have almost doubled in that time frame since the state updated its death count to 642 coronavirus deaths last Friday. The number has increased to 651. A spokesperson for the Division of Public Health said more information, including the age range and whether or not the recent deaths were tied to long-term care facilities, would be available Friday, the day the state releases a summary of the latest week's coronavirus information. As part of the state's contact tracing efforts, it recently started including information on its COVID-19 data dashboard about where recent positive cases reported being prior to the onset of symptoms or date of their positive test. Restaurants, gyms, house parties, and weddings were among the most attended events and venues. According to WHYY, under an executive order issued by Governor John Carney, the state will use $10 million in federal funds from the CARES Act to create a rapid training program for residents looking for work. The Rapid Workforce Training and Redeployment Initiative will focus on 5 areas that have a high number of vacancies, including IT, food services, healthcare, transportation, and logistics and construction. Training will be provided by various groups, including Delaware Technical Community College, the University of Delaware, and coding boot camps like Zip Code Wilmington. Deltech got $2.4 million in CARES Act money to launch its training in healthcare fields. The training programs are designed to be a crash course that ends with a certificate for workers by the end of March 2021. And anyone interested in applying can apply at fordelaware.com. In more news, according to reports, a Delaware man is among 13 militia operatives charged in a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Barry Croft, a 44-year-old man from Bear, is in federal custody in Delaware and made an initial appearance Thursday in district court. He and 5 Michigan men are charged with federal kidnapping offenses in a plot in which they considered storming the state capitol in a commando raid that would use Molotov cocktails to keep police cars at bay. According to newly unsealed court records, the Detroit Department News reported. Thursday, separately, at least 7 others faced state charges. In local news, Second Chances Farm and founder Ajit Matthew George announced in September an agreement with Philadelphia developer Michael Bilkin for a second location. Second Chances operates a vertical farm in Wilmington that employs ex-offenders. Bilkin, who will invest the capital, needed to open a 20,000 to 30,000 square foot farm and said that the location will have enough space to eventually expand to 100,000 plus square feet. The farm will be part of the North Station redevelopment that includes several million square feet of buildings and land near Temple University campus. Bilkin heads the Already Group. Second Chances Farm, which will be an equity partner, will manage and staff Second Chances Farm Philadelphia. And the most important consideration will be on creating opportunities for returning citizens. The second goal of the partnership is to provide healthy food for areas that are food deserts, and the third is economic development. In more news, The Guardian reports Los Angeles prosecutors have charged the rapper Tory Lanez with shooting the artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument earlier this year. Lanez is accused of shooting at Megan Thee Stallion's feet, hitting her after she left an SUV during a fight in the Hollywood Hills on July 12th. He faces 2 felony charges, 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle. The complaint states Lanez inflicted great bodily injury on Megan Thee Stallion. 28-year-old Tory Lanez is due to be arraigned Tuesday in Los Angeles, and if convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of roughly 23 years. What are your thoughts on today's news? Don't forget to like and share on Facebook and Instagram at WITN22Will. Again, thank you so much for watching Up with India. For more news, updates, and information, follow us on social media at WITN22Will.